really big win for us on Saturday. Our home form, other than Falkirk's, been really, really good. So looking forward to another home match on Saturday.
Yes, all the boys are looking forward to it. We've been doing well recently, apart from obviously the Ayr and Falkirk games, but it's done dusted. So just focus on winning games now. We've big eight games to go. So now the boys are buzzing in there after winning Saturday. So
it will be your first taste of action against Livingston this season, just given that's you back ready and available and playing games for us now. So are you looking forward to having a go against a team who are fighting for the title?
Yeah, no, 100%. I look forward to every game. So aye, be a good game, so.
What do you expect from Livingston? Like I say, they're trying to get themselves that title spot. If not, they're obviously looking to make sure they finish as high as they can up the division. So what do you expect from our opponents?
Yeah, no, Livy are a good side, so they are. So we'll just be expecting a tough game, but it's our home pitch, our home fans, so they have to come here and get a result, but also we have to get a result, so it'll be a good game, so well, two teams can at it. So
obviously we're almost a year on from the cup final, when you score and help us lift the trophy but pick up that injury. How does it feel not just to be back playing for Airdrie getting starts, but to be recalled to the under-21s for Northern Ireland?
It's the best feeling in the world, to be honest. I was out injured for so long, and it's not the bit to get back. Done all the hard work, and no, thankfully I'm back now, and I'll be honest, I'll never take a football game or a training session for granted again. And it's actually helped me mentally stronger, because I know now that injuries that come, it's part of the game. You just have to accept it and just keep going, do your rehab, and just you'll be back on the pitch. It's one of them things, and it's good to get called back up to the international setup so quickly after being out. So no, I'm looking forward to that.
It was something we obviously got a chance to speak to you a few times at games when you were popping over to see us, and even in the summer pre-season when we popped over to Belfast, and it was always obvious how desperate you were to get back, how you'd have thrown yourself back in if you could, even before you were ready. But that patience, that willingness that you had to put up with to wait to get back in, does that make you, like you say, that kind of stronger mentally, that kind of personal work ethic and stuff?
Yeah, no, it did. See, before I had good people around me as well. When I was injured, it kept me seeing, so it did. It was my family, my friends, and obviously the club were good with me. They let me go back home and do my rehab, and then obviously after rehab I was just around my family and friends, which was good for the head, obviously. And a big thank you obviously down the line, the boy Michael O'Boyle. He was top drawer, so he was helped me both mentally, physically, and he was brilliant. So he was.
Well, it's been great to see you back. It's been great to see you back involved in starting games. How have you found the games you've played in this season so far? What's it been like?
First game against Dunfermline, it was mad, to be fair. It was very quick. It was obviously different from training, because I'd trained obviously for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So getting back into the game, it was mad. But I feel I'm getting my touch back, my confidence back. Do you know what I mean? It's still to come, obviously, but no, I'm feeling sharper, fitter every game. So yeah, just can't wait for Saturday.
That's us now, just started the final quarter of the league, so starting it off well with a victory. What are we looking to do over these next 8 games?
Stay up. It's as simple as that. All the boys, we're confident. We're winning games now, so we're winning big games as well. So we've Livy obviously on Saturday, and then who's after that?
After that it's Falkirk. You'll miss that one because you'll be at the international camp, but then we start again and we go into the last month in April. We've got home games, away games, so it's all to come then.
Exciting games, obviously. It's exciting games. It's actually good games because there's pressure on us, and all the boys love a bit of pressure, like, because you have to go and perform in pressure, and can't wait for all the games to come up. Cup final, so
helpful as well to be back at home and have the home support hopefully pushing us on positively after winning the derby.
Yeah, no, the fans are brilliant, especially at home. They're brilliant, so they push us on. So yeah,
all on to Saturday then.
All on the Saturday. Let's go.
Brilliant. Liam, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Rhys, obviously a really big win for us on Saturday. How do you look back on the game itself?
Obviously delighted first and foremost. I think the win was needed. We knew the magnitude of the game going into it, and obviously a massive 3 points, but it's important that we get that to the back of our minds and we try and build on that first. Obviously a tough game coming up Saturday.
We never really talked about it after the match. There was so much else to go over, but you put yourself back in. Suspension notwithstanding, is that something you think you might do more of towards the end of the season, these games still to go?
Possibly. Obviously it was probably in the back of my mind as well, with Dino coming off on the game prior. He said he was okay. He had his ankle obviously strapped and stuff, but it's one of the ones that a player's always going to tell you that he's 100%. And listen, he's been excellent. It's hard to kind of forget as well that he was out for best part of kind of 4 months with his knee, and he's almost come back in and featured in every game. So it's important, like I said, it's a squad game. We've got to make sure the boys are fresh. We've got to make sure that everyone's on side as well, because it's going to take everyone in a big effort.
Mason Hancock coming back from injury as well to feature towards the end of the game, help us get home and dry, and did a really good contribution to that, I thought, apart from when the referee marked him out of the game at one point up the pitch. But that aside, does that give you a good problem, but a problem there with both Mason Hancock and Lewis Strapp, two very, very good left backs that could start for any game for most teams in this division?
Aye, and throw Cammy Bruce and Flynn into that equation as well. We've obviously got a few in that department, probably due to the injury circumstances that we had in the first part of the season, that we had to get them in. We're fortunate that a few of these guys, Strappy, Brucey, Flynn, can play multiple positions. Gives us that wee bit of flexibility should we need to change or tweak things in the game. Mason obviously came on in the game just obviously with a wee bit of height in mind as well, that Hamilton potentially could get a set piece or anything thrown into the box. He's usually quite aggressive in that sense, so good headaches to have. But like I said, some boys missed out as well who have been doing reasonably well, and it's no a kind of shy on what they've been doing at training. Everybody's performing really well. Unfortunately, I can only pick a certain amount, and like I said, you use Dean for example, who's featured in virtually every game, comes off early part of the game, then obviously I come in and play whatever it was 60 minutes on Saturday there. So really important, like I said, that I'm not just spouting words, actions speak louder than words, and I think you've seen that being able to make 5 subs and keep that kind of freshness into the team, because as much as it's a young group and we're really, really fit, of course it does take its toll, and playing kind of Saturday Tuesday, it does, you could see that it kind of looked about 60 minutes like it just needed a wee bit of fresh legs and kind of willing runners and stuff as well. And the good thing is you see the boys that come on, they have that freshness and they combine and work for the second goal. I think Knox comes on and lays Gavin off and he gets a good finish, and those are 2 subs that are coming on with the mindset, not sulking, and coming on with the mindset that 10, 20 minutes, whatever it is, 15 minutes or so, that they're coming on to do their bit for the team.
And it's changed days, isn't it, from you having players that don't manage to make it to the match day squad, you're leaving players out rather than all hands on deck. Nice problem.
It's trust me, it's a better problem than having 12 players or 12 kind of 11 fit players anyway, and asking the boys to run through the mouth for you when you know that they're not at 100% and they're not anywhere close to it. But that's the kind of spirit and the mentality that the guys have got, that we're willing to do that for large periods. And like I said, now having that headache, making sure that it raises the level of competition, which is healthy, it's good, and that's not to say that Mason, for example, or Dino or whoever it was that didn't play, straight out of the team just because you get a result. You know, we've got to make sure that we always analyse the opposition, which strengths and kind of attributes they can bring to the game, and also what we think we can do on the flip side of that. So very important, like I said, the big thing for us is we've got 8 cup finals, which we know, and it's about keeping that freshness and playing with intensity. And I think probably since the turn of the year, you look at the level of performance, maybe minus the Ayr United game in that most of the games we've been kind of high paced, high energy, much more like how we're kind of renowned to being. And I think it was actually Barry Robson after the game had said in his interview that most teams will struggle coming here and the way that we play, and that's probably a credit to how the boys apply themselves on a daily basis in training, and the application and work rating intensity that they put into their training sessions. They get the rewards on a Saturday. They
certainly didn't let the previous 2 results against the top 2 bump them, because they came out and played really well on Saturday. I suppose Livingston, okay, they're 3rd, but they're very much in that same rung with Aaron Falkirk chasing down the title. And I seen David Martindale talking last night about how at the absolute minimum he wants to make sure they secure that 2nd place. So this is a team coming to us that will be looking at this match as 3 points.
Aye, but again, that's everybody in the division's got something to play for. That's probably the exciting bit about the championship, is there's no real dead rubber games unless you're going into kind of middle of the table. You can't get playoffs and you have no chance of getting relegated, but again, that's a few games away. Everybody's at this current stage got something to play for, kind of positive or negative, and yeah, Davies saying that, of course, but listen, he'll still have his mind on Falkirk maybe dropping points and then being able to capitalise. And like I say, we obviously know that what's at stake. You're right, it's a big game, and arguably one of the favourites herself, Falkirk, and Ayr are doing really, really well. I've had a kind of consistent season, kind of credit to them. But like I said, we've got to make sure that we're ready for what's in what's in store, what's at stake. Make sure that we approach the game like you said. There's going to be twists and turns, bumps and bruises. Would I like to go and win all 8 games? Absolutely, of course. But again, the chances and probability of doing that in this league, maybe a bit finer, slimmer chances. But like I said, we know ourselves as a group, as a club, what kind of collective target that we think is really achievable and that can possibly catch the two in front of us potentially. And like I say, we've just got to go in with that mindset where we've got that kind of no fear. We've got to go and attack games and get 3 points. Draws are no good to us, so probably sets us up for a good one Saturday.
Should be exciting, and I suppose with Livingston we kind of know by and large what to expect. The 3 games we've played against them so far, we've not come away with any points, but not even just the narrow defeats at Almond Vale. The game here, although it finishes 3-0, we passed up some big opportunities that could have totally changed that result.
I think very different contrast. I think we went to Almond Vale, and by all accounts, if I remember right, it was a Andy Shinnie late goal into injury time, 90 plus minutes, and I thought the boys deserved something out of the game. I don't think Livy created a chance in that game. Defensive structure was really, really good. We scored a great goal, Aaron Reid, and we're really, really good throughout, probably without the kind of chance creation that we'd like. But again, you're going away to arguably one of the favourites for the league. Livy's home record and defensive record in general will speak for itself. And then the flip side of that is we have that in the second game. We're not ruthless enough in the first half recently here. We should arguably be in front by a couple of goals, in my opinion. You don't take your chances, and that's the ruthless side that I always talk about, the fine margins. Livy end up, I think, coming at half time 1-0 up, and then obviously the Pittman tackle on Luke Bagley Morgan. Should see red, doesn't he? Stays on the pitch. They get the second goal, and in this league obviously the second goal's a real sickener. But like we said, it's 2 different games, but we've been in the games where we've been competitive, feel maybe a little bit hard done by in certain aspects of the game, but those games are in the past. It's about looking forward now to Saturday.
It's a team that, like I say, we know what to expect from, but it took a wonder strike to stop them getting into the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup, so we know they're going to be dangerous. It's about, I suppose, making sure that we capitalise on those moments, and that home form that we've shown recently gives us real cause for optimism.
Of course it does. Like you said, Livy were the better team in my opinion. Certainly in the first half they should have arguably been a goal or 2 up. Maybe a bit kind of dubious with the penalty decision, which again I can understand Davies' frustration. I'd be claiming for it as well.
Seen a few of those this season.
And their goalie, to be fair, the St Johnstone goalkeeper, had 2 or 3 really good saves in that first half that keeps him in it, and then it's a strike of real quality of 30-35 yards with Graham Carey, who whacks one in the top bin to decide the game. And for Davies' point of view, I think they probably done enough in the game to certainly win the game, or certainly take it to extra time. But that's football. You don't always get what you put into it, and they'll be obviously hurting by that, looking to get back to league form. And listen, we know we're expecting a tough one, but like I say, we've got a good chunk of the games here at home which we think we can use to our advantage, and we'll see where we go.
Other than the kind of usual bumps and bruises for derby games like that one, anyone carrying any kind of new injuries, or is everything above board? No,
all good. Everyone came through it, gave the boys a day off, and just the chance just to reset the legs. The boys have played Tuesday, Saturday, and travelling included in that as well. Days off that's normally planned. You have to obviously come in and do your prep, which is it's a given. So being able to give that boys, after obviously a good victory like you said, and a really meaningful game, to give the boys that extra day off. Boys come in high spirits today, as you would, coming in off the back of a positive result. But like you say, that positive energy and everything, it's got to maintain with the same standard. It's got to maintain with, can we go back up, can we lift that standard even more and drive that into the game Saturday.
Have you been able to help keep Cade on the ground after his debut, man of the match and a victory?
I think his Tinder was going mad, but nah, he's again, it's a tough one because people probably say Kieran's done a lot right and whatnot. I just thought it was needed for a change. Cade's been doing really, really well and training, really grasping the concept of how I'm wanting to do things here, and how Huts obviously wants to kind of coach and train his goalkeepers, and arguably our biggest game of the season. No fear, a few nervy moments and stuff, but in the main he comes away with a man of the match award, so he must have done something alright. So it's important that we keep him grounded. Yes, he's had a good performance, but it's his debut and that's it. He's got to get back to the training pitch, make sure that he's getting kind of put down a peg or two and remembering kind of where he's at, but at the same time coach, learn, use the experience that he learned and gained. Can we use the positive aspects of the game? Can we look and highlight the wee areas that we'd like to improve on? But listen, he's a top young goalkeeper. He's 19-year-old, done really well. Come in through obviously Alan Gow's 18s and kind of boys club level. He's grasped everything that we've said to him. He's a willing learner, which I love about young players. When they're all in, they commit. And listen, if I told him to go and play up front, he went and done it. He's all in. Really nice boy, great mannerisms and a good character, and great for him. And he's obviously, to make his debut and get a man of the match is great for him.
Brilliant. Rhys, we'll see you on Saturday. Thank you very
Cheers.
much.